General Science, Chapter 10, Force and Types of Force. Let us continue. Do you know? To weigh an object, it is hung from the hook of a spring balance. The suspended object is pulled downwards by the force of gravity. At the same time, the force of the tension in the spring constantly pulls the object upwards. The object comes to rest when the tension in the spring and the gravitational force on the object become equal. In this position, the scale on the spring balance shows the gravitational force acting on the object, which is the weight of the object. The gravitational force acting on an object is called the weight of that object. Find out and discuss. The gravitational force operates between the Sun and the planets in the solar system. Because of this, the planets revolve around the Sun. At the same time, gravity also operates between planets and their satellites. Then why don't all the planets and satellites fall towards the Sun? Magnetic force. Place a magnet on a table. Take a big iron nail towards the magnet. It sticks to the magnet. Now hold the magnet upright in the air, away from the nail. What happens? The force exerted by a magnet is called magnetic force. Frictional force. When a carom piece is flicked lightly, it slides over the carom board but stops at a certain distance. A ball rolling over a flat ground stops at a certain distance. Why does this happen? When two surfaces rub against each other, the force of friction comes into play. It always acts against the direction of motion. When a brake is applied while riding a bicycle, it stops after running a short distance. How does the brake work? Between which parts is friction produced? Try this. Take 2 pieces of smooth paper and 2 of sandpaper and rub them against each other. What do you notice? The smooth surfaces can be easily rubbed against each other because the force of friction between them is less, while rough surfaces cannot be easily rubbed against each other because the force of friction between them is much greater. It is possible for us to walk on the ground only because of the force of friction. If there is no friction, we would slip and fall. For example, we are very likely to slip while walking on an oily or wet floor. Why is a wooden plank laid down for pulling out a car which is stuck in mud? A force of friction is generated between the wheel and the wooden plank laid down under the car. Hence, it can be pulled out from the mud. In short, the force of friction can either be decreased or increased as desired. Electrostatic force. Spread some pieces of paper on a table. Rub a piece of thermocol or an inflated balloon against silk cloth and bring it near these pieces. Rub a plastic comb against dry hair and repeat the above activity. Rub a peacock feather between 2 pages of a notebook and bring it near your fingers. What do you see? In the above activities, the pieces of paper, hair, and the peacock feather are seen to move. Why does this happen? Static electricity is produced on materials like rubber, plastic, and ebonite due to friction. The force exerted by such electrically charged materials is called electrostatic force. Combined forces. While an action is taking place, various types of forces act on the object in question. You might have seen a roller coaster or the juggling of a sailboat on the seashore. A variety of forces act together in these cases. To obtain more information about this, type the words "trick science" in Google search on the internet. What we have learnt. Force is required to bring about any action. Force is necessary for making an object move, to change the direction of motion, and also to change the shape of an object. There are various types of forces such as muscular force, mechanical force, gravitational force, magnetic force, frictional force, and electrostatic force.